Mm-hmm. Yes, my audio is working. Perfect. People on the stream, thank you for waiting for the stream. We're starting in 15-ish minutes. Um, yeah, that is it. Um, Wink me in the chat, please, if the audio is working. Well, people in the chat, if the microphone's working well, please say something. Just that I feel calm that it works. Hi, Martins. Julio, our mentor. Vanessa, nice. I guess everybody's like, Marina, what are you doing here? Like, that's the student. You shouldn't be in the chat. You should be, well, you should be nervous. Liara, like, how comes you're here? Like, why are you all here? You all should be in Discord, not in this freaking chat. Ah, there is a delay. Vlad. Yeah, there is a normal latency. That's why there's delay. James! Nice to see you here. It's so fun. James is from Castle Game Jam. Sorbo. Sorbo is our friend, I guess. Has been to last demo day and all of that. And nice to see you here too. So people, you will find it so funny when like I'd be replying in audio to messages like half an hour after you already like did it in the chat. So yeah. Um, People, what if like we use this 11 minutes, for example, to I don't know, to entertain you? So, Lera, how do you feel if we have a small chat about you can tell how you're nervous, for
I'm
example?
very nervous.
Yes, you are very nervous.
I am. And everybody is texting me at the same at the last minute, so you know, I'm trying to answer. I'm very sorry. Yeah. They've been saying that you have echo, but like it's only for the Rana. So I think maybe she has some problems. Tell some jokes. Oh, my time to shine. Oh my god, no. Oh, my favorite one. Yeah, about three brothers. Yes, yes. No, I'm not gonna tell it. Maybe after your graduation and after demo day, that would be a present for you all. I will tell the joke finally, but it's okay.
Yeah, so she's like super nervous, and like we have this crazy setup with everything sort of working with double checked and triple checked everything, and staged. We tried to learn the lessons from the season one presentations. Everybody complained that it was in Discord. Everybody wanted it like live stream to YouTube. Well, because guess what? Many people had problems joining Discord because Discord is hard. Like, what is even Discord? Like, oh
And
no, you have to.
also, they wanted to make it on Thursday because they want to take a rest on Friday. So we moved it.
Saudi. Yeah, we moved it, and also to the early date. Like last time we had it on. No, not the cow died. So, next step is from Belka Games, I assume from the emoji. Still welcome, very welcome. Um, yeah. So the main feedback from the sponsors from the last demo day was like, how comes like that they wanted to leave the office early. And it's like, no, don't do it on Friday, don't do it late, do it on Thursday and very early. And that's what we're doing. Um, and also, I think we're gonna have 9 teams instead of 10 teams, as we thought. One team decided to that they're not happy about their result to go public with it. But still, that's a lot.
Yes.
Also, another fun thing that we discussed today that so I think last week ish, so almost all teams presented at GDBay. So that's a huge platform. Hello, Katzenberg. That's a huge platform with all investors and publishers. Borika, hi. And the teams were not like nervous, like I whatever, like presenting to some publishers or investors, who cares? And like today for demo day, they were like, oh, oh, it's so important. Let's rehearse, double rehearse, triple rehearse, rehearse for time, like change the game plan the last minute. It feels like, when you presenting, in the kindergarten and your mom gonna see that. I feel this vibe, but it's very cute and it's very cool, and we appreciate all teams like coming this extra mile to ensure the best of the best of the best. Nikita, also our alumni. It's so nice to see our alumni. I'm happy, like I know, like like a father, I guess. I don't cannot compare to something else when our alumni stay around. Upasana. I also can recognize you from Unique. Upasana, do we know you? Should we know you? Did you ever apply to Gamedev Camp? For example, horse. Why are students here in the chat and not
They
and not
want
in Discord?
to answer the questions. They don't want to present anything. That's my assumption.
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes sense. 4 minutes. Yeah, by the way, people. So that's the cool thing. Last time, last demo day, we had live Q&A. Your older brothers and sisters, and I mean, the day after tomorrow, like everybody gonna be alumni. There will be no, I know, students anymore. And also, like students, I don't like this word. When I say that we have students, people assume that you're like juniors, you're worthless, nobody wanna work with you, and like no, no. What kind of games you're doing? Like, look at it. Hey, Anna.
We will
Um,
look at them just in 5 minutes.
yeah, okay, we have Vlad coming. Um,
People are joining. Oh.
Yeah, yeah. So I guess I can switch from this starting screen and I'll just plot. I guess it's without cameras just for everybody's convenience. So
Yeah, because there's like some restrictions with Discord. So if there's like more than 25 people, so and like, oh no, if you're with camera, so there is no possibility to be more than 25 people or something like that. So this is why
I
no
don't have
cameras.
much more today.
Okay,
No,
understood. Can you guys hear me all right?
Yes.
Is it too noisy in the background or is it workable?
No, that's fine for me.
Okay, thanks. It's just on the road again. And
Yeah.
this is not the perfect
Discord is
location, but
usually very
it's the
good at
best. Yeah, it's
remote
really good at
devices.
filtering.
So where are you at now, Vlad?
New York. I'm at NFT NYC because we're
Oh.
in the NFT slash Web3 blockchain gaming.
Oh my. Oh my.
Paul, you know Paul, right? Flanagan.
Yeah.
He was speaking at the panel yesterday. Basically, be
Oh.
wingman here, taking on some load. And yeah, this is the
Yeah. We also like this season have one team who decided like to go NFT. The other team was for like we don't believe in this. So well.
Yeah,
Well.
I wish this call allowed some room for me to talk about that because I'm in both camps. I'm a believer and non-believer at the same time.
Yeah. Yeah. Um just like if you can fit in 2 minutes what makes you believe and non-believe in NFT? This is such a random question that I that you might not be prepared to, but I'm very curious about it.
Yeah, I think I can do it within 2 minutes. I believe that blockchain is a useful technology. I believe that tokens can genuinely add value to games, and there are practical applications. However, I believe that when you go to a conference and it's an NFT conference, it's kind of meaningless. It's kind of like you go into a place where people talk about microtransactions. It's not about microtransactions. It's about the products you build that utilize them in a way that's appropriate and useful. So I think that there's a lot of great stuff we can build using various types of chains. I just don't believe that this is the central value proposition of anything. Maybe in the context of art, in a very narrow sense, it can be, but for games, it's just a useful piece of technology, and we still need to build amazing products that leverage it in a way that creates value for the customer.
Yeah, it's fun how you like. I find it very rare that I get not annoyed by blockchain Web3 people, and I'm not annoyed by your narrative. So
Well,
this is
I would say I'm a web 2.5 person, and that explains it.
okay. Okay, so I'm starting the record button. Whatever we're saying next is on the record because stream gonna be hidden after it's done, and then we will cut the recording into small and nice pieces and publish it with presentations, with game demos, and with everything. So
Awesome.
cool. Cool. So I wanna. I mean, the reason why we invited Vlad is that CN Games is a corporate sponsor of Gamedev Camp, and because of Vlad and his company, quite a lot of teams and people from Ukraine were able to participate in Gamedev Camp for free. So we thank you, Vlad, and we really wanted to start the demo day from you.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here. It's an honor, genuinely, to be helping this cause. I really want to thank you guys for choosing gaming as your desired career path, for pursuing entrepreneurship in the gaming industry because it's hard. It's genuinely hard, but it's doable. I would say we were in the same shoes 12 years ago when DM originated. We were just a team of three guys without any investments, without any capability to seek investment, without a real vision and business acumen. So I think we started in a really disadvantaged position. If we had passion for games, we had some time to spend, and we genuinely wanted to uncover the secrets of the new platform that Android was at the time. And it was a bit painful, and we've been through some desperate times in the early years where we couldn't turn any profit whatsoever. We were really early to the market. We looked really critically on ourselves, but 18 months later, things clicked. And from there, we managed to build a business that has served more than 400 million customers over a bit more than a decade. Made a really big impact on the Estonian game development scene by becoming one of the models for how you can start with literally nothing and create a
Yeah,
functional business by entertaining.
yeah. That's so cool, and that's another reason like to highlight Vlad here, since I mean, where he started many years ago, it's pretty much it's a similar space where all of you are now, and hope in 10 years, you people are our corporate sponsors, and some of the future people, future teams can study, for example, for free because you're sponsoring us. So like, with that, let's start from to see the games. So who is the first team, Lera?
I'm sorry, I forgot. I think intercontinental games. The
Yeah,
one with
hello.
the hardest name was the first. Thank you. Okay, we pass the microphone straight to the Volodymyr. Good luck.
Hello. Today I'm presenting Intercontinental Games, and our game Iron the Last Alchemist. So obviously it's a game about alchemy. Actually, we have a game in called a casual adventure and the fantasy setting. So our target audience is teenagers, 12 plus. Mostly Western countries who are interested in cartoon-style games and non-competitive, without combat games. Let's jump to gameplay. So we have random generation maps. Each new game would be with a new map and creatures. You can explore flying islands and craft potions. So just for core loop, to show how it works, we created this book that allows to brew. But for the next stage of development, we make it more interactive, and player could drag and drop all ingredients and all stuff in Cauldron. Also, players could interact with creatures here in the game. Actually, it's magical creatures, and players need to help them to balance energies that you can see in left bottom corner. So when player helps creatures, it's become more kind and helpful, and gives some magical points. We are planning to finish our game for early next year. And as I said, for the next stage of development, we are going to change a bit craft system and exploration as well. So we are going to add fog of war to make exploration more interesting, and also add some additional mechanics as farming and improvement, all stuff that you saw, like cauldron, shells, etc. So we was inspired by oceanomics as alchemy system, and actually we also look into Kingdom Come Deliverance as a reference. Dwarf Romantic as game vibe, and Animal Crossing as just no combat system, no combat game. Our unique selling point, it's a combination of cozy adventure and alchemy. Also, we have a story mode in our game, so it could be more challenging and more narrative involving. Also, we have just relaxing, endless gameplay. So in the way we have random generation maps, so it could be possible. My impact, it was developing overall concept of the game mechanics, and of course, as game designer, I was maintain all documentation on our project and task management, pitching as well, as you can see. And I want to pass to Tatiana.
Hi to everyone. I'm Tatiana, and I'm 2D artist in our team. During the game camp, I had the great chance to practice and show my skills in diverse fields of 2D game graphics. I created environment concept design such as Alchemist Craft Room, game logo design, UI assets, potions recipe book, inventory and dialogue icons. I also designed different alchemist props such as potions and herbs, and I created concept of the main character and creatures. And however, definitely the most valuable game that Game Camp gave me is the unique experience of a teamwork. Thanks to Lera and Ole, I was lucky to work together with Volodya, Dima, and Oksana, and it was really exciting to communicate within the team, to put all puzzles of the game together, and to find best solutions for the game. And special thanks to our mentors, Aaron and Christina, and for their knowledge and delicate and wisdom guidance. That's all.
Hi, my name is Oksana. I'm a 3D artist. So, as a 3D artist, I was responsible for creation models. I also worked with my 2D artist on some concepts, and I really like my team and Tatiana also. So I created full concept model and textures of Alchemist House. That's fully my job. And also I made characters for our game. You can see them on the screen. And all models have hand paint textures. That's all for my side.
Hello everyone, my name is Dmitro. I am a Unity developer. In this team, I've been developing game for more than 3 years. My main goals in this project was to create an excellent architecture. Much work was done. I developed system of generation levels by specific parameters. I also created interactive book with recipes, and I create system of collecting ingredients, making potions, and interaction with creatures. This project based on the design patterns like abstract factory, server states, develop dependency injection, and solid principles. It will be a very great game. I take a big pleasure of making it. Let's work together to create cool games for the future. Thank you.
Let me tell you about our plans. So actually, that's what you saw. It's just a core loop, and we used here a lot of just Unity assets to show how it works. And Oksana also created some 3D models that you also saw on the map. Our next stage is vertical slice, and after that we can just multiply our levels, and it would be around 5-7 levels for whole game. And before public beta, we want to collect around 10,000 wish lists in Steam. And actually, you can see the SWOT analysis on the left side. We don't have too much time to stop on it. I just want to mention that, for example, we're working with our weaknesses. So we clearly understand that for cozy casual game, it's super important visual art style. and we need to put a lot of effort over here. And we decided to extend our team, so we already 6 of us in our team from the next stage. And we also invite art director to our team. She has more than 7 years experience in game devs, and she'll help us to build a pipeline and to build comprehensive visual style. And what we are looking for, actually, publishers who experience with casual market. It would be perfect if publisher experience with Koza games, and I believe Koza games could be a next thing. So we are not ready to transfer intellectual property because we want to build a franchise from our game. We also developing board games simultaneously with PC version. We can talk about it like in private messages if you want. Also, we need investments. We would like to sign an agreement from 20 grants, and our overall budget is 155,000. And our approximate payback point, we just calculated that we need sold around 16,000 copies of the game. Also, we're looking partnerships like marketing companies, sound design companies, and Kickstarter experts as well, and also influencers, supporters, media as well. So probably that's all that I want to say. Thank you for your attention. Lera?
Me? Thank you very much.
Lera, did you make a game?
Me, no. I didn't participate in their game at all, but thank you very much, Vladimir. That was
Oh,
very
actually, one more thing. We also understand that we need to work with our audience as early as we can. So you already can find our game on Steam. So we have a Steam page, so you can scan QR code or just search it by name.
Yeah, and Oля sent the link into the chat of the YouTube stream, so it's there already.
Great. It's great.
Yeah, so people you can check and add it to a wish list. Thank you very much, Vladimir. That was very nice. Who is next? So you can stay in the chat. If there would be some questions, you can answer them. There was something about media and stuff like that, so you can go there. And for the next one, round
There
two.
I am.
Yes.
Okay. Hello everyone. We are Roundcube team, and our game is called Kingdom of the Wicked. It's a board game with cards and RPG elements. It's a single-player PC game developed on the Unity engine. Our main idea is to combine the genres of board game with cards and add a story with RPG elements. The player will make storyline choices that will affect future game events. And our target audience is people who are fans of board games and love games with story. There are points with game content on the location, and the player moves through these points. The movement is not linear, and at some moments the player can choose which way to move. In the game, we have enemies and allies, which can be people, animals, or mythical creatures. We will have dialogues with our allies, in which they will offer us different quests or trade. Meeting with enemy will mean a battle, but in some cases we will be able to have a dialogue with the enemy and resolve the conflict in another way. If a player fights with an enemy, he can only use the cards that are placed in his slots, and the same for the enemy. The player and the opponents take turns, and each turn has a time limit. In case of player lose, they can respawn at the respawn point and try again. Cards in our game are items. There are 6 types of cards in the game. Each card has its own main characteristic. Some cards have additional characteristic, and also there are some rare cards that can give the owner unique abilities. We put cards in the appropriate slots and use them in the game during battle and in another situation. Games that are similar in gameplay and that we were inspired by during development are Hitman Go, Munchkin, and Tabletop Simulator. The main goal game loop is as follows. The player follows the main game story, making choices that affect the future development of events. He explores a location where riddles sometimes appear, and he also completes side quests. Finding new cards, the player places them in the slots to create the most powerful combinations. And the player fights with enemies using these cards. There are 3 main differences in our game. First, it's a combination of genres, a board game that a player plays on the PC. The game has cards and RPG elements. Second, cards in our game are items that have different classes and properties. The player can combine them and use them in different ways. And third, the game has a non-linear story. During the game, the player makes a choice that affects the future development on the story. And few words about our team. My name is Vadim. I'm a game designer. I did mostly typical tasks of a game designer and narrative designer. There are maintaining a game design document, writing a story, dialogues, and lore, creating characters, items, and skills. It also includes prototyping game mechanics and interfaces and working with balance of characteristics. And next member of our team is Alexandra. Unfortunately, she is not here today, so I will say a few words about her work. Alex is a 2D artist who creates various game elements such as characters, cards, icons, loading pages, and game user interface. Her ultimate goal was to design immersive experience for players through her artwork. She puts her heart and soul into designing heroes, enemies, or even a simple loading page with the aim to draw players into the game world and leave an unforgettable experience. And it's all from me, so I pass the mic to my teammates. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Katerina Volosovska, and I am a 3D artist in our Roundcube team. I am responsible for creating maps and all the props for levels in our game, from their concepts to 3D game-ready assets. All models are optimized for the game and UV unwrapped. I created a single texture atlas with all colors and gradients for the whole level and made some environment animations. My goal was to make the game look fun to play and for it to look unique, and I did my best to achieve that. Thank you very much for your attention.
My name is Anna Doroshenko. I'm a programmer in our team. My job is to make sure the game we create is functional, bug-free, and enjoyable to play. I created several important features for our game. One of them is an inventory system with equipped cards that players can use in battle. We also have chests where players can find more cards to add to their collection. I also created combat system with enemies and dialogues with NPC. And I made the save system so that the players can pick up where they left off. And our goal is to find an investor and the publishers who will help us complete this project and successfully release it. We love what we do, so we will continue to move in this direction to bring the world the most exciting games. Thank you for your attention and time.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Anna, and for all your team. Everybody, we're writing to you that your game looks amazing. It's so pretty. So you can go and read the comments in the YouTube chat. It will boost your self-esteem, I'm pretty sure. So thank you very much once again. And I think we can continue with the next team.
Yep.
So yeah, I will just announce you. So this would be Evolute team. They're a bit special because they came already as a small team and with a game idea. So you can see right now what they came up with.
Yeah, thank you, Lero, for a small intro. So, hi everybody once again. My name is Ilya. I'm a lead and game designer in Evolute team, and today I'm excited to present to you what we have done in the past 3 months during the camp. So, our first game in Evolute game series called Gravitation.io, and Gravitation.io is actually multiplayer mobile game referencing .io gameplay like Agar.io and Survivor.io, but with built around the gravitation as a main mechanic. And instead of telling many words, let me show you the small trailer of our prototype that we have done. So yes, as now you can see how the game looks like, let me share with you our inspirational titles. So first game we are referencing here is Agar.io. So the main gameplay loop is built around your moving around the map, obtaining resources, fighting with other players to get the first place in the scoreboard and have the biggest size on the map. The second one is Survivor.io. It's actually where we are referencing our skills and balance between core game loop and meta game. So as in Survivor.io in our game, you're gathering resources and upgrading your skills to beat enemies like more efficient, and all the skills will use automatically. And the last but not least, it's Spore. Main thing that we are referencing here is the evolution mechanic, meaning that you are choosing the way to evolve inside the session, and that will that will be visualized in your like character view. Moving forward, what is the main gameplay things? So our gameplay mostly built around these particles on our map that can be used both as resources, so you can just consume them and grow bigger, have bigger score. You can leave them on orbit. In that way, you can defend against enemies' bullets. You can attack, so use these particles as projectiles to beat other enemies. And the last thing, so when you're consuming these particles, you can learn new skills depending on what type of particles we have, like 4 different branches of skills. what is unique selling points, USPs for our game? So first of all, it's like this gravitation mechanic, because it's really unique. It's satisfying to just move around the map, grab satellites, shoot to the enemies, and so on. The second one I want to underline is combination of Survivor.io approach or such games like Archero, Panball, or something like this with multiplayer. So this games has a really big market right now, and I think it's really has big perspectives in the future. But all these games has one big problem. It's like lack of the content. Because all these games are single player, their content are limited up to 1-2 months, and then player just get bored. Adding a multiplayer here, we're like fixing this problem, because in multiplayer games, people can like play for years because of this competitive spirit. And the third point, it's the evolution from simple to complex. We have evolution inside our game, but also main thing in Evolute is that we will want to have the game series. So after making this first game, in the next season, we are planning to develop a new game that will like continue the first one in terms of the storyline, and player can just grab all he obtained in the first game into a second. So he farmed a lot of resources, gained some skins, choose some strategy, and he can just reuse it in our next games. Now let's go to the team. So I am actually Evolute co-founder. I'm game designer on this first game. So I was mostly responsible for game design development, design of metagames, skill systems, and so on, prototyping of core mechanics, and overall helping our programmer with the stuff that should be done. And I actually was responsive for overall Evolute plans, strategy, team coordination, and so on. And now I want to pass the mic to our awesome artist, Marina.
Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Marina, and I'm the 2D artist in the Evolute team. My responsibilities included creating concepts, the general mood of the game, assets, animations, and a basic interface that would be simple and understandable for the players. Thanks for your attention, and I am handing the microphone to our programmer.
Andrei, are you here?
Yes.
Mhm.
I am Andrei, a programmer in our team. My main tasks were implementation for mechanics, other minor feature, and contributed to overall development of the game. Thanks for your attention.
Okay, thank you guys. So the last slide, the purpose why we're actually making this game. So obviously we are planning to launch it on the App Store and Google Play. Right now we have a prototype of this game is almost ready, as you can see in the trailer. And this month we are just polishing it in terms of graphics and other stuff, adding some analytic stuff, and going to the first technical launches to get the first numbers from the market. In June, we are planning to do a soft launch and spend a few months for all improvements according to these numbers, adjusting some in-game economy monetization, and adding new content like skins, characters, session mods, and so on. And finally, in September, we are planning to launch on App Store and on Google Play. Right now, we're looking for the pre-seed investments and also considering the agreements with publishers. That's why if this is in the sphere of your interest, I will be more than happy to speak around these possibilities. My partner will drop our contacts in the YouTube chat. That's all from my side. Thank you a lot for your attention and possibility to be here.
Thank you very much. Thank you. This team was our test bunny, how I said. We basically tested what would happen if we will take a team and combine it with the new people. And as far as you can see, it was a very nice test. So
yeah, it was just great. Thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you. Thank you very much. So the next one is my beloved game. I really cherish the game and the team. So you can just watch it. Zlata, it's your time to shine.
Hi everyone. That's why YM Games want to introduce you to our game Dark Carrots. Dark Carrot, a top-down time management game where you play as a rabbit in hell, managing a tavern and doing whatever it takes to escape. Pay gets well, but we focus on older audience from 18 years. And let's watch the trailer. Yep. Oh, just look at that. Those are gameplay references. We will have similar system of cooking as Ravenous Davis and a dynamic and ordering system in of the plates up and overcooked. We will have the main fest where visitors come to us and we serve them by pouring beer or cooking dishes. This is supported by a lot of mini quests such as tasks to keep happiness level in normal range. Also 2 additional phases. The first, the preparation phase, will be like a rest before opening the tavern. You can interact with usable items, learn new mechanics, discover the story in dialog boxes and other stuff. The last stage is the improvement screen. We will have 2 types of improvements, plot-based that affect the development of the story, discovering new features and mechanics. An additional one that are small improvements that add some funny features and let you earn extra money. Why is our game worth your attention? In our game, they're crazy dynamic. Next one, you can choose at what speed you go through the story, chosen to buy plot improvements or additional one. Moreover, we have unusual graphic like in Cult of Lamb, but it also contains combination of 2D and 3D graphics. And let me introduce myself. I'm Zlata. I'm a team lead and game designer, and my main decision was to do a mix 2D and 3D so the artists could focus on what they are more experienced in. And I would also call myself a project manager because of multitasking, allocating deadlines and resources to meet deadlines. If you want more information, I invite you to my LinkedIn. And I give floor to Masha.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mary, and I love games and art. When drawing concept art, my goal was to create dark, cute vibe with some elements of humor. Trying to combine 2D and 3D, I went with comic art style with thick line art. Also, I worked with animation in Unity and UI design for the first time, and it was very interesting experience. Now I will pass my turn to Zhenya.
Hello, my name is Evgenia. I am a 3D artist. My main work on the project was modeling, texturing, setting up stand and lighting in Unity. Also, I have taken part in the discussion various ideas with team. Thank you. Next programmer, Misha.
Hello, everybody. My name is Misha, and I'm the person who is responsible for taking good ideas from the game designer, beautiful art from the artists, add some scripts, and put it all together in the Unity to get this game running. Oh, thank you for your attention.
Thank you. So, what did we do our project for? We didn't originally want to continue developing the game and to make it for portfolio, but we fall in love with our game. Now, not only we love it, but the people around us also love it. That we couldn't just stop it, nothing interrupt us. And let's talk about the development plan. In the beginning, there's a first level, which include the basic characters, basic mechanics, and setting for easy work in future development. The next is cooking. Its mechanic will look like beer brewing, but with a great variety of dishes. We'll be able to add to learn new recipes to increase our income. The next is the preparation phase. We'll add dialogues, customized design, and other stuff. And next is plot progression improvement that first basically includes new mechanics and story progression. And the last one is additional gameplay improvements. We will add decor customization, new upgrades for increasing your revenue. And the game can be finished in the first half of 2024. Thank you for your precious attention. I'm looking forward to receive all of your suggestions in my mail, and I will be happy to provide you with more information.
Zlata, you were amazing as always. Thank you very much.
Thank
Great
you.
presentation. Great presentation. I have nothing to say. I'm just amazed. I'm waiting when I can be able to play. Thank you. So for the next one, after a game about hell, we are moving to a peaceful Skyworks. Very nice. So, Holly, it's your time to shine.
Hello, everybody. I'm Dmitry Ryshko, and I'm game designer and a team lead of the team Peaceful Sky. I would like to present to you our new title, Rose from the Scrap. Rose from the Scrap is a fast-paced puzzle 3D platformer set in a post-apocalyptic world caused by the pollution and ecological problems. We plan to release on Steam and on consoles as well. Our monetization scheme is premium, and we plan to release DLCs in the future, and we want to target the widest possible audience, but mainly target the people who are interested in the physics-based games as well as fast-paced games, and also people who love puzzles. And without further ado, I would like to show you our trailer. Yep. And now let's move on to our game references. Our main game reference was a game called Katamari Damacy. It's a Japanese game where you roll around and collect different objects into your bowl, making it bigger. And other two games are the Human Fall Flat, from which we took the beautiful casual art style, and physics-based puzzles. And the game Rock of Ages inspires us with its very satisfying movement and destructibility. And our game is a mix of those three very successful games, and we want to make something unique by combining those three different games. And so, more about our gameplay. The main accent point of our game is the actual movement, which is very intuitive and but still complicated and requires a lot of skill to learn. The terrain in our game is very uneven, so you always have to figure out like to find this perfect slopes to slide down and gain more speed to cross the distances. You have to collect scrap to change the size and volume of your character to complete certain puzzles. Yep. As well, the player has the ability to release the scraps that he collected to probably make a new ball or just make the ball collect scrap for itself. Or it can be used for puzzles to put the ball on a button and like open the door, for example. And all those mechanics seem quite simple, but in gameplay they're very tricky and require a lot of skill for the player. Our unique selling points. The main unique selling point, of course, is the satisfying, fun, and fast-paced gameplay. Then there is very important art style. It's very cute. It has this comic look, has style shading, fat outlines, and it's more complex than in other casual games, and it stands out. And also, major point of our game is the environmental storytelling, because player places this robot that wakes up in this destroyed world, and the player has to figure out what happened through the environment, looking at the posters and piecing out the information himself. And now we get to our team. And I would like to start with myself. Yeah, I was the game designer in this project. I was managing the team, creating tasks, but most of the time I spent inside Unity setting up all the assets, visual shaders, visual effects, and post-processing. So our game plays and feels very satisfying. And now I give floor to Alexei, our 2D artist.
Oh, hi everyone. My name is Alexei. I'm a 2D artist. My role in the team is to turn our ideas into graphics. This is the concept art of the level, the main character, graphic design, and animation of 2D comics for the game launch and final. Oh, it's a fantastic experience. Thanks very much. Let's move on. Julie.
Hi everyone, my name is Julia. I'm a random props generator and a 3D ambulance. My task was to make props, main character, and textures in 3D. So I created smart materials so all objects can be done quickly as possible, and made rig and animation for our game character. And I hope you enjoyed our visual style and will love this game like we do. Now I give microphone to our programmer, Gennady.
Hello everyone, I wrote the game systems. I wrote the character controller. The character controls the ball, and because the game requires the character's ball to gain high speeds, I did my best to assure that high speeds aren't as easily acquired, but they can be acquired and feel good to control at, and not frustrating to break out of. And rolling downhill then uphill gives a big boost, hard-coded. We'll see the movement tech it unlocks. Game is about clearing lots of scrap, so I made spawners with in-editor preview. I also did the scrap attachment mechanic. And another thing I wrote is making the character follow the ball and kinda try to fly above bumps. That works most of the time, but I'm pretty happy with it.
Thank you to our team. And now we get to the purpose of our project. Our goal of our team the whole time for the last 3 months was to create a market viable product. And right now we plan to continue developing our game for the next year, and we plan to release it by the next year, April, granted if we get the necessary funding. Right now we are looking for publishers and investors who would be interested in our game and would help us finish it. Yep. Just more information that we plan to sell our game for $20. Here are the references. Yep. Thank you so much for listening to our presentation, and special thanks to Gamedev Camp and Oli and Lera. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. That was amazing presentation, and this is the half of our demo day. So it's just 4 games more left, and we can move to the next one, to the Don't Panic games.
Hello.
Hello.
So Marius is gonna share his screen.
Okay. Does everyone see my screen?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so let's start. I am from Don't Panic Games, and we are presenting Lost Chapters of Under. So, Lost Chapters of Under is a top-down action adventure game where you go on a journey to take back your memories and magic. It's a PC game targeted at audience 12 years and plus. So, let's watch the video. Okay, I'm gonna talk over this video. So, the game is set in a magical world where spellcasting is a common thing, and you are playing as the most powerful wizard of all. But the gods, in fear of overtaking of you overtaking them, imprisoned you, and after 100 years, you managed to break out. But in return, your memories and magic get scattered around the world, and the memories became the lost chapters of Under. And yeah, that's the video. So, for our references, we have Tunic for its similar art style. We have Wizard of Legends for its choosable and interesting spell system, and Bastion for its thrilling storytelling. And now for our gameplay. The gameplay consists of top-down roguelike movement, a combat of melee ranged and dash, casual puzzles, bosses, and collectible items. And now for our unique selling points, we have simple but fun puzzles, engaging and fast-paced combat, and a very beautiful low poly environment. So our team is made out of 3 people, and I am Rimgaudas Jurkaitis, the game designer. I designed the layout of a level, made many different puzzles, wrote the story, and after researching, I made the UI design. And I'm gonna pass the mic to our brilliant 3D artist.
Hello, everyone. I'm Julia, and I'm the 3D artist for our team, Don't Panic Games. For our game, we wanted to go for a dark and gloomy and mysterious atmosphere and a setting with old ruins that have been overtaken by nature to help give the hint of a fantasy world. It was a bit challenging because we did not have a 2D artist to help us with concept art, so we started off with some quick sketches I made, and yeah, to save time, I just started modeling straight away. Because we knew that our level is going to be rather large, I went with some modular assets that would help us build such a big setting in a relatively short amount of time. And also went for low poly that can later on be sculpted with more details if we wanted to add that to our game. All the textures were made in Substance Painter and Substance Designer because we had a specific look we wanted to achieve with our game, a specific stylized look. It was a bit challenging with the foliage atlas because it was something new that I tried out. But once I figured it out, it was pretty easy to set up and add more variation to it. And finally, as part of the team, I helped also with putting it all together in Unity, building the terrain with different levels of elevation, creating the layout with the modular assets, setting up the materials for specifically for Unity URP, and adding the vegetation and the lighting to also create a smooth path for the player to go through. And yeah, you can see it all come together in our presentation and in the gameplay trailer. And I'll pass the mic now to our programmer.
Hello, everyone. My name is Marius Krista. I was a programmer of the team number 2 Don't Panic Games. Firstly, I want to thank you, my team, for this amazing journey, for our mentors, and Lira and Wole for giving us this amazing opportunity. I was responsible for implementing game logic and the core gameplay loop, combat systems, enemy, puzzle stages, game state managers, and so on. Took care of animations, animation logic, and worked with VFX and Unity particle systems, shader graph to polish the level. Added sound effects and programmed the sound logic for the game. And also, I was bug fixing and profiling and debugging for making the product more stable and be playable. Thank you for this amazing experience. I'm glad that I met this passionate community, and thank you all. I give back the microphone to our game designer. Rim?
Yeah. So our purpose for this game was to get more experience in the game development pipeline, to develop an awesome project for our portfolios, and to get exposure to the game industry, and testing our skills and learning new ones along the way. So thank you for your attention, and thank you for Gamedev Camp.
Thank you very much for your very good presentation. Everybody were praising Yulia for her hard work. So Yulia, it's you can go and check. Yes, I see that you already saw it. Thank you very much, guys. So we can slowly move to internal games. So now be ready for ASMR talk from our beloved Alexei Furman. So let's go.
Hi, everybody. And right after do you see, you do see my screen, right? Do you see the presentation or not?
We see it.
Okay, sorry about that. Just a sec. Okay.
Now it's good.
Okay, hi everybody. My name is Alexei Furman, and I'm very happy to be here. I'm the game designer of the team Eternal Games, and I'd like to present you the Freedom Tower, the game that we were making at Gamedev Camp since January. What is Freedom Tower? Freedom Tower is a text-based, tabletop-inspired role-playing game. We are all, to some extent, TTRPG players, Dungeons and Dragons players, 500 players, and people who just love embarking on these mind-blowing theaters of the mind journeys. And we thought it would be a good idea to transfer this experience into a game for PC. And we are aiming at tabletop RPG players. So, without further ado, let's dive right into the gameplay. So the Freedom Tower kicks off with creating a character. And you are able to choose from 5 stats. It's a little bit less than in D&D, but I think we covered all the traits that we wanted. We initially went with some different ones, but I think then, looking at what we needed, we kind of decided to have courage, caution, empathy, intellect, and wisdom, which are a little bit different. So, it's classic, but with a twist. And at the beginning, you are able to pick a strength, and a weakness for your character. You take it from there. You are able to read what each individual one means by just hovering with your mouth. And the game kicks off with an intro where you wake up from a nightmare in an unfamiliar place and meet somebody who you have never met, but then you actually figure that you have when you were a kid. And then you find yourself on a global map, and that's where you're going to find yourself, pretty often throughout the game. We wanted to have, this late winter, early spring feeling. And, this is exactly the place where I talk more about our setting. Because that's something that we are really proud of. The game takes place in a fictionalized time of the First World War in Ukraine, and it's a story about a young man who comes to his village to find, so many things have changed while he wasn't here for a long time. So it's a monomythical story that kicks off with you meeting your allies. So the mate that you meet at the beginning of the game invites you to practice, and that's where we show off the encounters that we have that play out similar to a dialogue, but with a twist, because later, as you find these, you would be able to pick a character for the encounters. So as soon as you meet all two characters, a mage and an ally in monomythical structure, you would be able to pick a character to conduct a certain action and just go with it. And you have to also, kind of keep on the lookout for action points, because as soon as you get tired, you need to get a rest. And there are two ways to do that. You either are able to go and see Krnitsia, the spirit of the well, a mythical being, and get a little bit of rest, or you can end the day and switch to another. But then in our demo on day 3, the boss battle will basically take place. So you have to, kind of measure your actions in that. The games that we're looking at were Disco Elysium for, just for how the game plays, for the dialogues, for the roles. Citizen Sleep a lot, albeit I think we wanted to be more like Citizen Sleep at the beginning, but then we transitioned to making a lot of things different. And Road Warden, an amazing heavy text-based RPG that recently came out. So our features are exploring the world. You would be able to meet a lot of people, get in a lot of situations, and get in a lot of battles that you have to win to kind of push the story forward. And you are always able to select. There are, in most cases, several encounters on the map. So you are able to select either a dialogue, which would be more relaxing and less demanding, or an encounter that would be more demanding in terms of your energy. The characters would develop throughout the course of the game. It's not really explored in the demo, but they would, in the course of the full game, they would get some positive as well as probably some negative traits. You have to manage your resources carefully. As I said, if you get too exhausted, you wouldn't be able to continue with the flow of the game. So, as always in life, you don't have to forget to rest. Unique selling points are the game taking part in a unique setting, which we are very proud of. We were looking at the work of Jakub Rozalski and some Ukrainian comics, and I think the setting went through a lot of phases throughout the development. And thanks to the amazing work of our artist Anna Michel, we have this beautiful, dreamy, yet very horrifying setting where the game takes place. TTRPG on your PC. How many times, all of us have heard these stories where you want to do a TTRPG session, but you don't have a dungeon master, or, you can never get together because everybody's busy. In this case, you can just, turn on the game and just enjoy that storytelling here on your PC. And also by choosing several characters in a combat encounter, you are able to, populate the experience of various characters at an imaginary table. And a true story at heart. The story we tell in Freedom Tower is inspired by the Ukrainian fight for freedom that has been going on for centuries and is going on now. And it's not a modern story, but I think, it has a lot of universal truths to it. As I said, I'm a game designer. I've combined the hats of a product owner, producer, and game designer on this project. I've, for the first time, I think, I've tried my skills at world building and story crafting. And with the help of my team, we created a very immersive setting. We've had very interesting and, kind of mechanics heavy talks with our programmer a lot. And I think the project really benefited from that. And hey, I've led one of the most motivated teams I have ever met, although I have led a lot of teams in my experience. And on this, I'm passing to our artist, Anna.
Well, hello everybody. My name is Anna Michel, and I'm unbelievably lucky to run the whole cycle of visual development for the Freedom Tower game. This includes character creation, concept iterations, and my beloved concept art, as well as UI. I was truly inspired by the mutual interest in Ukrainian history and folklore with my brilliant teammates, and you can notice the huge impact of the Ukrainian classic painters on my style. And to have a chance to showcase it is the best opportunity ever, as well as to pass the word to our 3D artist Victor.
Hello everyone, my name is Victor and I'm 3D artist. In this game, my task it was make a main map when players can choose missions. For this, I'm using Blender for models and Substance Painter for textures. And it was my first experience in Unity, and I hope you like it. Thank you for attention. Oleg.
Hello, fellow campers and viewers. I'm Oleg, a programmer in Eternal Games. Basically, game revolves around two core mechanics. The first one is a dialogue system. So I've tried to implement a very agile system with multiple choices and resource management. And the second thing is a story system, game story system, which is basically a 3-act structure. So the player can relate to this world and explore the narrative bits in it. So thank you.
Okay, on to some of the production and development slides. We have, as we all, began the development of the game in January 2023, and we are expecting to have an MVP in May. We still want to, make some additions, make some tweaks, fix some bugs. So I think in May we're going to have something that would be proud to call an MVP. And then from then on, through vertical slice, alpha, and beta, we are looking at a PC release in around November 2024. And the budget that we have estimated so far is 150,000 to really, flesh out the stories and have that monomythical cycle in our game. So yeah, from the very beginning, we wanted to create a game that would tell the story of the Ukrainian fight for independence. We also wanted to create a game that we would all enjoy working on collaboratively, and I think we have really managed to to find that. We want to keep working on our game and find funds for our project. During that, and so far, we have met amazing new people, including Ole and Lera, who's doing an incredible job of running this very complex yet absolutely amazing Gamedev Camp. And we wanted and we are having great fun. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Amazing as always. I have nothing to say to you. I'm mesmerized. So let's go to the next team then. Oh, I see he's already prepared, already streaming the game. So let's welcome Gera and all his team, Naive Games.
Hello there. So, as has been said, my name is Gera. I'm game designer of the Naive Games team. We have been working for several months on asymmetrical co-op two-player games, like roguelike style, where each player has different abilities and specific skills. The main mechanic is if first player dies, the game ends, and the second player can revive as much as he wants. But I suppose better would be short on the trailer as more on it. So, in one game, you can find graphic and gameplay elements inspired by such a game as Risk of Rain 2, Magica, and Hades. But mostly you see the gameplay styles of Risk of Rain 2. And as about Magica, it has different elements of combining the abilities for all of the players, which gives opportunities for experimentation. We want to achieve this goal as well too. As about gameplay, players must find and clear the 3 zones with void robots, red squares, as you can see on top right screen, and successfully return back to the portal where they started the game. Also, they have go through the locations with hostile entity, the void. You can see it in the purple squares. To successfully pass through the void zones, the second player have an ability to create shields that cover both players, while the first player performs the role of navigator by using a drone. Besides the asymmetrical gameplay, which already described earlier, our game also pays a lot of attention to the style of the world in sci-fi fantasy post-apocalyptic setting, and the relationship between the characters, whose difference cause conflicts between them, but circumstances require to cooperate them in order to survive. My work on the project was mostly focused on creating and assigning tasks for the team, as well as final product review at all stages of development. I also did some tasks in Unity, such as level design, sounds, and visual effects. Now I pass the microphone to Lilia, our 2D artist.
Hi, my name is Lila, and I'm responsible for 2D art. My primary objective was to design captivating characters and unique environments that would engage the player. Also, my work involved creating interfaces that are not only aesthetically pleasing, but also intuitive and user-friendly. Thank you.
Now to Sergey, our 3D artist.
Hi, I'm Sergey, and I made all the 3D art in the game. I made the characters and the enemies from Lilia's concept, and most of the props made from scratch. I also rigged and applied animations and animated by hand some of the enemies. And yeah, we were making a game with low poly, kind of destroyed cyberpunk style, and that was my part. And I pass the mic. Thank you.
And Danilo, our programmer.
Hello everyone, I'm Danilo. So I created a network architecture for this game, and an infinitely generated world that is unique every time when players advance a certain distance or start a new game. I also made an AI system for every type of enemy in the game that allows them to have their own unique fighting style. Each hero has their own individual abilities necessary for the survival of the other hero. And to all this is added a system of post effects and music that enlivens the game and accompanies the players throughout the game. Thank you.
So when we started the game a couple months ago, our goal was mostly part to gain experience while creating a game in an unusual genre. But after a while, it turned out that we also wanted to explore and finish this story of the world with Void. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Gera. Great presentation. Thank you. So right now, last but not least, our team. I would not be able to pronounce your team name, Squadernion. I hope it was
That
right.
was super fine, Lara. Thank you.
Yeah, good luck.
Okay, hi everyone. My name is Nicola, and let me present my team Squadinian and our game Run Over It. We worked in the last couple of months. So basically, our game is a mix of tower defense and survival genres. And describing it in a few words is like this is a game which divides into two phases: a day phase and the night phase. When it's the daytime, you roam around the open world, look for new cars, new technologies and stuff, resources to build up your range territory, which you will eventually need to defend at night. And when the night time comes, zombie hordes are roaming and coming to your ranch house to nest it and to destroy everything on their way. This is our game is made for PC, and the audience we are targeting, the core audience we are targeting, is 16 to 35. So this game is PEGA 16 because it contains a little bit of blood and violence. And we are looking for hardcore bloody games, fun-based players. And let me show you a short game teaser. I hope you will hear the amazing music. So this is basically a teaser. Let me exit the full the full screen of the video. The games we're looking for as our references mainly are Project Zomboid, Rift Breaker, and Alien Shooter. Let me explain a little bit here. The Project Zomboid is generally a survival game, but there is one mechanic I love the most, and a lot of players love, is actually taking a car and crashing zombies. This is a fascinating stuff. We were trying to make a core thing in our game in Run Over It. A Rift Breaker for a massive destruction stuff and the tower defense reference, and an Alien Shooter, quite an old title, but still good. A title about crashing hordes of monsters with their guns. Basically, you wanted to make a mix of an Alien Shooter and Project Zomboid car crashing zombies stuff. I talked a little bit about the gameplay. The core gameplay is quite simple. It consists of day phase and night phase, as I already told, but there is a thing I want to add, that the day and night are actually time limited and changing one to another in an infinite cycle, if it is an infinite gameplay mode. And the night length changes according to season change. So when the winter comes, the night goes quite long, and the difficulty progresses with the season changes as well. Several unique selling points we are looking for, and we are thinking that these points are making our game quite strong on the market, is actually the mix of tower defense and the open world exploration stuff. There are several games on the market, but none of them make a satisfying experience, and we want to make a such experience for the player base. This isn't day and night time, which players can meet in quite rarely in a few games. And the main thing we are trying to achieve is to make our gameplay scary and fun at the same time. And let me tell you a little bit more about myself. As I told already, my name is Nicola, and I worked as a game designer on this game, generally on a game idea, on a core game loop, on balancing some stuff related to car mechanics and zombie mechanics, and on the level itself, on the range level we are using right now for our demo purposes and to build an open world around our range. And I'm passing microphone to our amazing 2D artist Vlad Kozlov.
Hello, I'm Vlad. For this game, I made concept art, lighting, music, and some VFX. My main goal was in field of atmosphere of the game. Main question that I asked myself was what the player should feel when he will play our game. And for the night time, I tried to evoke claustrophobic feeling of dangerous in player. In order to create that feeling, I used lighting that warm near car and more dark and cool further away. And in reason to give more anxious to this experience, I tried to make music in Mick Gordon style because I like how he worked with this shifting from an anxiety feeling music to more dynamic and back again. I tried to make something similar because when you don't see zombies, you should feel tense, and when you find them, there must be shift to the more dynamic metal riffs. So that's it. Thank you for attention. Next, please.
Then passing microphone to Anatoly, our 3D artist.
Hi everyone, my name is I'm 3D artist of Squadarian team. This was my first experience of creating models for the game, and I really like it. My tasks include creating models in Blender, UV unwrapping in Rhythm UV, texturing them in Substance Painter. Also, I'm importing models into the Unity, creating terrain and level design. And finally, I am satisfied with the result of our teamwork. And also, I'm thank all mentors who help us. Thank you, that's all.
Thank you, Anatoly. And last but not the least, Yehor, our programmer.
Hello, everyone. My name is Igor Polovich, and I'm a programmer. I'm happy with the experience I gained during the development of the game as a team. I mainly focused on optimization, performance, and research. I was designing a data-oriented architecture, created massive growths, programmed game logic, worked on animations and ragdolls for them, and more. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Howard. Thank you, guys. And I want to say a few words about the purpose of our work. The first thing we were trying to actually have is to have fun, because like developing a game is should be fun anyway, and we wanted to have fun while developing and playing our game ourselves. So the way that people like us, player base, were targeting for would be pleased with the game as well. And we wanted to practice our skills and develop our hard and soft skills while working as a team on the game. That was unusual, probably sometimes hard, but still an amazing experience. And we learned a lot during making this game. And actually, what we realized that this is a kind of game we want to and we'd love to continue working on in future. So we are pretty pleased with the result as a team, and I am really thankful for Lara and Dolly and all curators and mentors we had throughout the Gamedev Camp. That was an amazing experience. So I'll take like 15 more seconds since Korean is the last team. Guys, thank you, and all other teams who were presenting games today. Thanks, everyone. that was an amazing journey.
Thank you very much. I think I've never got so many thanks in my life for just existing. But Ola, do you want to say some last words to wrap up everything?
Last words. I mean, it sounds like we're a bunch of hippies. Everybody's like sharing, love emojis. Yes, yes, yeah. So, what are you doing? Yeah. I know. It's been a journey. It's been a journey. Tomorrow, with all the participants of Gamedev Camp, we're gonna collect together in a chat and cry and hug virtually, and it's gonna be a special day. And just to those who are still in the stream, I wanna say that look, these people are so happy about being here, despite most of them have never ever met each other and seen each other in life. So this is a totally virtual experience where you're able to do like to work on a game from where you are now, from your computer, and like be meshed with people like you who want to be the kind of game that you want to make. That's the end of my boring outro. Let people enjoy the chat. I'm finishing the stream. People can stay here and like without being recorded. So 250 views, very active chat. So you people, you made it special for the teams and for yourself. Thanks to all mentors. Thanks to everyone actually in this chat. Without you, would have been very boring, and without you, it would have been very usual because like this kind of presentations we do all the time. So you are part of this too, and I thank you all a lot.
Yeah, I will just chip in if somebody wants to receive separately the presentations and videos with normal sound. We will fix it a little bit in post production, so you can. Ola, can you post somewhere link? Yeah, just register there, and we will send you everything. That's it. What I wanted to say.
So the teams, you can stay in the chat. Everybody on YouTube, you get a virtual